Welcome everybody to the chart chat for Wednesday, March 24th. Another exciting day in the market. Again, stocks are on the defense, but we're getting some very interesting activity today. We're kind of have a little bit of we got a little bit of a taste of what things look like on the other side of this market correction. The possibilities, we have LQUID, LQID, LQUID, formerly known as Cabin. The symbol now is LQUID, Liquid Avatar. They're in the NFT space. We're gonna really focus on that. That's a hot sector. It's not really a sector yet because there's really not too many pure plays in the market, and I think a LQUID is one of the few pure plays. Maybe it's the only pure play. So that's going to be very interesting. And the fact the stock is, it's still in the penny range. So there's definitely opportunities. We're going to go into that in just a second. So what is going on? Again, NASDAQ are a little rough. Major, sort of the mainstream stocks are doing okay, but let's kind of dive into our favorite stocks right now, which is HAPB, HAPB. We're gonna have the CEO back on the program next week. It's interesting. We're actually getting we've gotten a bunch of emails from people who've seen posts on forums who've actually used the Happy device. I mean, I've used it. Of course, my battery's out. I got to set it up again, and it actually works. So this is it's not a scam. It actually works. We actually have people in the audience. You can see their posts. They've actually used it. They're getting results. I think one guy even used it on his cat, and the cat seemed to like it. Chart is actually, look, this stock looked like it was breaking out. I mentioned this yesterday. Again, we had a fake out. This is what's happening in this market. We're getting a lot of these kind of fake outs. But I think right now it's kind of setting up. I mean, this thing is looking, what I like about this chart is this is really looking for like almost any excuse to go up. I mean, it's kind of hanging out in this range here. I think it's just waiting for a very, very small catalyst. It's not going to take a lot to move this stock when it's, and then it's going to start moving. We have seen, kind of what happens when these things get going. Okay, Dwight Yabadoo, welcome back. This is the first. Dwight is always the first post. Oh, we got Calvin. Calvin, our favorite penny stock billionaire from Canada. Great day to have you. There is definitely a lot of craziness in the market. Calvin, hang on a second. I want you to stand by because I want to kind of get your take on some of these stocks we have right now, particularly LQUID. I want to know what you think of that. Let me know what you're doing. GBLC, they're going to be back. I just was in contact with the new CEO, Paul. Probably, I think it was next week. It was supposed to be this. It's going to be probably next week. I know they're busy. They have a project that they're working on. So it should be interesting. And, they're doing the altcoins, all that good stuff. Marcel. Oh yeah, this is the guy. This is the guy that his cat Marcel has been using. He bought the Happy, and he had his cat wear it. Marcel, so let me know. You've had it for probably a couple of weeks now. What kind of results are you getting from this? Because we want to know. We got to get the real scoop here. I mean, you're not a paid endorser. You're an actual customer. Yeah, small crowd. Yeah, I think it's very interesting. A lot of people have really been shaken out. I've noticed that in the last month or so, definitely we've seen the numbers kind of the traffic on the videos has been down. I think because people, a lot of the weak hands, the paper hands, that's the new word we're calling, the paper hands have been shaken out. Look, unfortunately, some investors, they buy high, they sell low. So some people have gotten, they get caught up in the FOMO at the top, they sell. And then this is actually right here, we're starting to see some real opportunities. I think if you look at these charts, for example, Happy, I think that we're getting into a pretty good entry point. I would say kind of like here or wait for a little more of a breakout. I think once it gets kind of above this this range over here, I would say, I mean, if you want confirmation, probably 85, 90 cents, really above $1. A close above that range will be a confirmation of bull mode. Okay, Marcel is saying it works. Okay, it helps sleep and focus. Dude, this is, I mean, okay, sleep is, there's a big percentage of the population who have problems sleeping. It's a multi-billion-dollar market opportunity. So if HapBee's device can help solve that, I mean, it's a $20 stock. I believe once these guys get some traction, you could see some major things there. Liquid Avatar. We're gonna go to that chart in just a second. Sleep and alertness also. Yeah. Listen, basically, this is an incredible device. I think. Okay, so here's what I want to know: is Marcel, how many times did you use it before you started getting like more of a stronger, I guess, signal or results? From what I understand, you have to use it like about 10 times. You got to get probably, I don't know, 5-10 hours of use, solid 5-10 hours before it kind of kicks in, like your brain waves sync. There's actually a science to this. So let me know if you can just tell. So how long did it take to kick in, and are you getting better results the more you use it? That's very important. So I think that is the key thing people have to understand about this. Here's another guy, Joseph Ferraro, use it. Okay. By the way, anybody who's watching this, these are these are not shills. These are guys who if you've probably seen their names on our chart chats many times in the last months. So if they're telling you this, yeah. Okay. So Marcel, okay. So focus, you got on day one, you got results. Sleep took a couple of days. You have it on several hours a day. Okay. From what I understand, it's kind of and you've had it for, I think, probably about 10 days, 2 weeks, maybe you have it. Yeah, but it takes, I think basically you gotta get that consistency going, and then you start seeing the results. Dwight, I would say very, 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 very insightful. Yeah, I would say, look, a lot of these companies that we have, any micro cap company, for the most part, if they're very low revenues, they're essentially startups, right? And this is, actually Liquid Avatar is essentially, it's a startup, right? I mean, they're just, they're just getting the product into market, the main product, which is, the digital identity thing. The app is launching. It's going to be several months before we start seeing real traction. And, they're going to have, any company is going to have hits and misses. You got to pivot, you got to shift. Yeah. And by the way, you know what? Let me tell you a great example. Look, there was a company started, a couple of guys a few years ago. I think they were doing an app to develop something that they were going to sell cereal online, like some sort of breakfast cereal or something. And they actually, I think they raised some money from investors, right? Silicon Valley guys. The thing was a disaster, but then they kind of shifted. They came up with this crazy idea where they were going to let like strangers, sleep in your house on your couch or something. That's Airbnb. Look up Airbnb. Their original business model was something crazy. They shifted, pivoted. Same thing is happening with, I think, a Liquid. Now, listen, they're doing their, the digital identity, but you know what? I think once they get some traction in this, again, this is not from the company. This is just my personal take on it. I think they could do a pretty serious shift in that direction, because I think it kind of, my sense is it kind of aligns with David's kind of his interest, his like, the guy's really into the collectibles. You can see behind his shelves, he's got all those collectibles, all that, comic book stuff, all that stuff. And I think this guy, I think him and NFTs is like a marriage made in heaven. This could be something crazy going on there. So, whoa, here's something big. Joseph Ferraro says he got 25 more minutes of REM sleep because of Happy. Now that is worth, how much is the device? $200, and what is it, $10 a month or something? $20, $15? Let me tell you something. That for people who are especially like high performance people, actually not even high performance. It could be like your soccer mom or whatever. It could be anybody. Listen, I'm going to start using. I'm terrible with apps. You know what? I'm going to start using this because I think the sleep thing is very, very important. And this thing is worth major money. If somebody can get 25 minutes of deep REM sleep, that is extremely valuable. So, okay, so he puts on, he puts on the thing in his, under his pillow. It's a fashion statement. This is, I tell you, if you wear that happy thing, you'll be picking up chicks. I'm telling you, this is, I'm going to put one on right now. Let's see here. He puts, this guy also, he puts it under the pillow. There we go. Man, okay, so we got people using this. So we got real users saying that a happy thing works, and these are guys, regular people. They're even Canadians. I think I think Marcel is Canadian. I don't know, Joseph. NFTs, yeah. Okay, so yeah, so something is going on there. Okay, Michael. Oh, it's some big position. Jesus, huge position here. So yeah, let's see what happens here. This could be an interesting side. That's a big position. Okay. So yes. Okay. So there we go. So here's a guy who understands it. Let's see. These are. I'm just curious to see what actual. This is actually okay, guys. If you want to do your due diligence on Happy, this is it right here. This is actual users. He used to wake up at 4 a.m. Wow. Marcel, let me ask you a question. Forget about how much you paid for the Happy. If somebody told you, okay, you'll be able to sleep, get 4 hours of sleep every day, and sleep well, how much would you be willing to pay for that? I mean, sleep, by the way, is one of the biggest things that affects like longevity, life, also major, major health things. All right, everybody here is Canadian. Oh, okay. He bought more GBLC. This, you're averaging down here. Okay, so let's see what happens. Bitcoin. Listen, I'm saying, like, I think this Bitcoin is going to go to 100,000. We're going to look up that chart. It is just the way it's going. Let's see here. Yeah, so we got real users of the Happy device. So, bottom line is, the thing works. You're seeing it works. I think once people understand what's going on, this will be a winner. Okay, so okay, yes. So GBLC is investing in ADA and DOT. Those are the altcoins. I don't know anything about the altcoins. Evan knows the altcoins. So are these coins moving? Yeah, there you go. Exactly. Yes. I mean, this guy, I would say Marcel, for the $200 he spent on the Happy, probably already got a 20x return. So, all right, let's move on to some other stocks in the space. What's going on? FCO. We're gonna have Peter on this week. I got to get him on the schedule here. This chart is looking good. Wow. Let's tell you what. Fabled. It's been kind of hanging out here. Looks like it's starting to get a little bit. Looks like something is going on here. It looks like it's catching. Yeah. Well, look at this end of day action. Is this a double bottom? Head and shoulders, triple bottom? What? I think so. That's what it looks like to me. Okay, so your moving average here, your 50-day, 200, excuse me, 200 period. I'm looking at the 1 hour chart here. So 200 period moving average, 22 cents is key resistance. If the chart breaks out of that, it is game on. Yeah, this is looking pretty good. We got to watch this next couple of days. Something could be brewing here. Something could be brewing at FCO. Let's take a look at fans. And by the way, we're going to get into the heart of things. We're going to get to the main event, which is the NFTs liquid avatar in just a bit. Fans on the defense, we had a fake breakout. Didn't work. Now it's kind of building a base here. Ooh, this chart's looking rough, but this is kind of your support level, your key support right in this dollar range. Yeah, this kind of $1.99. Yeah, that's gonna be where the chart builds that base. And I think then we could have a nice run. I think this thing has to shake everybody out right now, because look, you had this massive run. You kind of had this. When did this thing kind of, yeah, February 20. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Everything is since February, since the market went like risk off, the speculative stocks got crushed. Tesla, Neo, across the board, everybody. That's been weighing on everybody. So let's see what happens. Visby, and actually this stock is behaving very well. It's been holding on to its gains. That's very bullish in this market. Very bullish. I mean, again, compared to a lot of the high flyers that have gotten killed last month, big retracements, this has held on to its gains. And tomorrow we're gonna have the CEO on. Jay is gonna be on tomorrow. It is gonna be very exciting. Jay, what is Jesus? Oh my God. Jay will be on tomorrow. We're gonna have also NG Energy. It's gonna be very exciting. Let's see here. Yeah, so Visby, let me look at this daily chart also. Yeah, I mean, this thing is, it's really impressive. I mean, you have a really nice consolidation here for the last couple of months. I mean, this thing is, again, I would say this thing is looking for an excuse to explode. The next leg up on Visby is going to take this from, I would say it's going to go to $1.25. Yeah, I would say it's $1.20. I would say it's $1.50. When it breaks out of this range, it's going to explode. You've seen this happen over and over with fans, a very similar chart pattern. So when this thing breaks out, you're going to see big results. Oh, let me just pull up, make sure, a little housekeeping. Okay, so anybody that's just tuning in, if you're new to the channel, press the like and subscribe button. Make sure you get our notifications for the CEO live streams, all that good stuff. Very important note here. None of this is a recommendation to buy or sell securities. These are all very risky stocks. They could all go to zero. You've already seen what happens with these stocks. Yeah, they can drop 60% overnight. I mean, it happens all the time. Yeah, and again, the disclaimer links are below, or whatever you need to know is there. If you want to join, by the way, yeah, so Wall Street Reporter has all the news and videos, and click the link, the link in the video description below to get access to our free Telegram channel. We got the free Telegram that gives you news throughout the day. Click that link. It'll give you links to our Twitter, to our YouTube, Discord, all that good stuff. And we also have a premium thing, which is $10. You get to participate. This is for $10. You get to participate in the live chats for the CEO live streams, and to see all these chart videos after they come off. So again, what we're doing with these chart videos, this is like unofficial content. This is not related to our, not really related to the stuff we're doing with the companies. And we talk about things which are, we don't want the companies really to look at these these videos. So these videos, basically we pull them off the next morning, and they go only in the members area. So that's what you get if you remember. And for the $99, what you get there is you get the premium, the platinum level Telegram channel, and you get first crack at the new stock. When we introduce the next super stock, you get the platinum members get that notification first. Generally, we introduce 1 or 2 companies a month. last month, I think, or the last, I don't know, 6 weeks, we had 2 companies. I think in January we may have had 3. We're not going to. We have one company that's actually, we have 2 companies that are kind of waiting. They're in a sort of like, on a rocket that's on the launch pad, but they're waiting for weather clearance. They're waiting for weather clearance before they could launch. So I'm kind of waiting for the market to calm down before we introduce the next stocks, and because it's a lot of headwinds right now, and I want our other things to start to catch up. We got to have fans catch up. We got to have things back in momentum mode before we bring anybody else onto the platform. But the new stocks we have that are in the pipeline, they're in that sweet spot, that 20-cent range, quarter range, maybe less, maybe even getting cheaper by the day because the market sucks right now. So that is the deal there, and that is what we're looking for. We're looking for those 100-bagger stocks. So let me just catch up to audience comments. Yeah, we saw that. Okay. RZT. Oh my God. Oh my God. We got some drama happening on our Discord channel. I don't know, guys, come on. FCO. It's the FCO element. I gotta talk to Philip. Again, it's hard to talk to people by live chat, whatever. We have to make. I think it's the FCO basically needs to become like an autonomous zone, and those people have to be kept like. It has to be the FCO board has to be like an autonomous zone, like because it's just you guys are kind of out of control. It's going to be like like Chechnya or Afghanistan. It's those countries. Nobody's ever able to control them, so you just got to keep and that's it. Let them do their thing. They want to that's what we have to figure things out. But we have to create peace and harmony on the Discord. We'll get things straightened out. It's a learning process. Okay, look at this. This is Michael Mandry. This guy's into like everything here. He owns those coins. Okay, good. So this guy knows what's going on. There we go. Focus. Okay, so Happy is working. Bets. We're gonna have the CEO on Friday. Ask him on Friday. He'll be back. Yeah, the stock's been getting crushed. Yeah. Soul. Yeah. Yeah, listen, I think gold is going to go to 3,000. That is what I think is going to happen. That is, I think, what is going to happen. Yeah. All right, we gotta get the Discord thing. we gotta get the peace and harmony back there. What's going on here? Let me catch up here. Whoa, we got a lot of comments here. Okay, bottom line, the Happy thing works. Okay, yeah. Listen, I think fans. Again, I said this before. When fans, this is what fans. If you follow, that's what this stock does. It pops, then it builds a base. A lot of people get shaken out, then it comes back. So, yeah, have some patience here. Fans under $1, yeah, I would say 90 cents. Yeah. All right, you guys have to stop with the Philip thing because he actually takes it personally. I think it's funny, but he's a sensitive guy, so you guys gotta have these things. Yeah. All right. Greener skies. I think it might be. We might have another month to go. It's hard to tell. I mean, it's very hard to tell what's going on with this market. Delic is going to be on next week, Tuesday, I believe. Yeah, I think it'll do okay. Again, not a buy sell recommendation, but I think. Listen, I'm holding fans here. I think this is a $3 stock at least. So that is the deal. Yes, CBDT. CBT. Okay, you guys have to stop with these Philip things. It's because, all right. CBDT first 100 bagger. Well, it's a 50 bagger already. Let's see, CBDT. Okay, CBDT. All right, a lot of buyers here. We're going to look at that chart in just a second. Delic. Okay, let's take a look at Delic. We got a lot of Delic fans here. Yeah, look at this. This is kind of the key support, man. This is like 40 cents. This is, I think this is it here. I think it might even test this. Ooh, I hate to say 30 cents. It might test 30. I'm just being honest here. It might test 30. But this today looks like, I think there's a little bit of hope on the horizon. I'm looking at the short-term chart, the 1 hour. It looks like it's building a base. It's like trying to make a turn. So, and again, it did kind of the same thing back at 54 cents. It had a run, and look what happened. It hit that resistance, hit that 62 cent. That was the 200 period moving average. So, you know what? I think tomorrow we may have on Delic, and again, it's 50-50 right now, but I think we may have a nice little run in Delic tomorrow. Keep an eye on that tomorrow. This chart looks like it's building a base, bottoming out here. GBLC, let's look at that. Oof, rough day in GBLC. Again, you have this key support right around here. It's 12 cents. They're doing a financing, okay. So let's see what happens here. This could be interesting. Market cap on this now is it's getting into the really cheap zone here. So this you can have some. I think you can have some bargain hunters here. Let's go into CRVC. That's another one that's gotten beat up. CRVC. CRVC has been, look at this. Take a look at this chart. This is pretty interesting. It's been making some bottoming attempts here. It's been really trying to build a base here. The first time it hit 20 cents, you had this massive run. I mean, relatively speaking, very strong buying. Shakeout. Again, another. So you have some bargain. What you see happening is you're seeing bargain hunting starting to happen here in this 20-cent range. At the end of the day, these stocks, these mining stocks, these junior exploration stocks are all about the project. And this is they got a pretty strong project in Ontario. So, so this is, this was, okay. So we're talking about Discord. All right. We're going to have to, all right. We're gonna have, okay, here's what we'll do. We're gonna unban people. We're gonna try to get people to, behave. We'll have to figure out. We gotta get some sort of, we gotta create some we gotta get the Discord people create peace. It's like, listen, they can create peace in the Middle East. They got Israel and the UAE, Dubai, making peace. We can get Discord to do that. FCO, yeah. So we're gonna have FCO is gonna be we're gonna make the FCO board on Discord. We're gonna make that the autonomous zone. It's gonna be like a free for all. That's it. That's gonna be self-ruling type of thing. Whatever they want, it's going to be whatever they want goes on there. Yeah, it's gonna. That's what we have to do, because otherwise, what else can you do? Yeah, exactly. This is what's going on. A lot of these are looking very similar. Bets. Wow. Yeah. Man, Bets is below the point where we introduced this. Wow. So we announced this one back in the 30, when was this? Back February. I think it was here or somewhere here. Yeah. Yeah, 40 cents. Let's call it 40 cents. What is it? That day, 36 cents. Today's ugly. This is an ugly looking chart. It's broken the moving average, broken a key support level. You know what? I mean, this thing looks like it could hit. I mean, it could hit a quarter. That's where your main support is. A little bit of bargain hunting here. I think this thing could go, 30 cents. 30 cents, you have some support. I think probably 30 cents is going to be the key support range. I think bets is going to be could be a great opportunity once we get into this range here. So yeah, we had this big momentum thing here, and yeah, once the risk off thing happened, once you had the whole NASDAQ Tesla meltdown again. One of the reasons I was showing that Tesla chart to you guys starting in November. If you remember, starting in November, I kept showing the Tesla chart, all these things. I would say, hey, these, and also Bitcoin, these are the speculative bellwethers. When those things are doing well, it's going to really help our stocks. And, I said, hey, Tesla is going to go to 1,000, and it's going to be a massive, massive tailwind for these things. And that is what was working till it stopped working. Let's look at Tesla. There you go. Yeah. So, I mean, Tesla, it got to, 880? 880 was the high in Tesla. And if you look at the Tesla chart, it's looking kind of ugly. I mean, it's this thing looks like it just wants to drop lower. It's very, very weak. And yeah, I think this Tesla is heading lower. And that's creating a lot of pressure on the speculative sector. I mean, listen, these things, it's a double-edged sword. It cuts both ways. When Tesla was doing well, it was creating the whole, the animal spirits. Everything was getting pushed along, and things which were good were even doing better. So, our stocks were outperforming because they're kind of high beta stocks, right? They're very geared. They have a lot of torque. So when let's say a Tesla goes up 10%, our stocks would be going up, 30%. So, and that's what we saw happening. And now the reverse is happening. Although they're not doing as bad as Tesla, but Tesla is looking really ugly. Tesla looks like it wants to test lows. I think that Tesla is going to test $500, 450, 440 is where it could go. 400. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Tesla goes to 400, which is not. I mean, look, it's not a big deal. I mean, that's where it was in November. It's not. I mean, this is a stock that went from like basically zero. So it's not a big drop. PKK, yeah. So PKK, they're in this quiet period, the financing they're doing right now. So they can't. The same thing with Logic. I mean, Logic is stuck in this IPO thing, so they got to keep quiet for now. But as soon as things are ready, we're gonna see them back. Both stocks have great things happening. Yeah, this is the big theme, the big shakeout. Peter will be back either this week, Friday, or next week. Could be that. Oh, look at this guy. Oh, there it is. They got the cat. He changes this thing to the cat. You got to get the whole cat in there, because otherwise, I don't know what that is. It could be like some sort of animal. I don't know, like a giraffe. Yeah, I wouldn't say they're hungry companies. I would say these are like companies that are going places. That is, yeah, FCO is getting some momentum. Relay. Let's take a look at Relay. Yeah, Relay is going to be back on also. Relay has actually been holding up pretty well. Yeah, Relay is holding up really well. It's like Visby. I mean, that's actually very impressive. To me, that says that this thing is, you know, when sort of the next, if they have just one news event that's decent, you're going to see a pop in the stock, and this thing could go. I would say for over $1 from here, $1.20, $1.25 easy. So you just got to be a little bit patient, but it's looking really good. It's pretty much consolidated a lot of the recent gains. Let's look at another new one here, TBP, which I think is going to be one of the big stocks of this year. You had again, we introduced this. You're right in the midst of this whole market kind of shakeout. You had a pop, then it's kind of been hanging out here. It's been consolidating. It's a little bit lower now, kind of pretty much back to where we introduced it. But again, this thing is so new, you can't even. It looks this chart. Look, I mean, this is actually looking pretty good. Like it's holding on to some of the gains. Well, the gains since we introduced it, and I think this thing is looking to go. So the new resistance is 20 cents. That is your major resistance. 200 period moving average. Once it breaks this 20-cent range, it is game on. Look what's happening. The bar keeps going lower because, again, the stock is lower. So that moving average is now at 20 cents. Before it was at 22 and change. So that's a positive. What other stocks should we look at? VST. Yeah, I mean, yesterday the stock looked like it was going to break out again. It's like a broken record here. I should say it was the other day. Yeah, and it's kind of hanging out here. But it's what's interesting about the VST again. It's consolidating at the upper end of the range, and we had, of course, Vahid on, the chief growth officer, and we're going to we're going to be hearing a lot more from those guys. So he introduced one of their new baby unicorns, which is Immersive Tech. Interesting company. I think it's a spin out that they're going to do. When are they going to do that? Probably the next couple of months. So here's the thing. Here's what's interesting. With VST, once they start doing these spinouts, they have Game On coming out. They have Immersive Tech. They're probably gonna have four of these, at least four of these, that they're gonna get done in 2021. I believe at this pace, they're gonna have four new companies out there. I think at that point, investors will kind of realize what's going on, and they're going to jump on board. I mean, this could be, I think VST could be a major a shareholder wealth creation engine, especially if they start doing these dividend spinouts. I mean, this is a model that has worked. Yeah, it's going to do well. Okay, another. Oh, geez. Okay. So FCO. All right, the FCO. This is like the Taliban. You guys are like the FCO. This is like the Taliban. I mean, you just got to leave them alone there, and that's it. It was a way. Look at this. The U.S. How long has the U.S. been in Afghanistan? What have we gotten out of it? Nothing. So you just got to leave those guys alone. That's it. I mean, it's just what can you do? All right, we're gonna have an FCO autonomous zone, but you guys have to start, behaving, try to be civil. Yeah, listen, Philip he's a very valuable contributor. He's just trying to do the right thing. I mean, he really is. Maybe he might have taken things a little bit personally. Sometimes humor doesn't translate. Whatever. It doesn't translate. So we'll try to get everybody to get along. RHT also is holding on. Yeah, I mean, look at this. The stock, this stock is really just looking for. It's looking for an excuse to go up. Is again what I'm saying. Um, it's holding on surprisingly well based on everything that's happening in the markets right now. So it's starting to kind of build a base here, I believe. The company has some really great fundamentals right now. So I think we're going to see things kick into gear soon. Look at this. This kind of, it broke that moving average, but it's been trending up. Again, this is a stock. I mean, they get these contracts coming out. This is looking for a reason to run. Trip. Great interview with Todd. Companies has great things happening. Now, look, some of these things have been baked into the price, right? So again, we introduced this at what, 13 cents. It ran to almost 70 cents, having a pullback. So let's call it 60 cents of 30. So yeah, it's really in that 50, 60% correction zone, which is like the normal thing for these CSE type stocks. ESC, another example. It was actually building a very nice consolidation, nice base over here in this kind of $3, $2.50 range. Today's kind of ugly, but I was actually looking at this 1 hour chart, and I think this is the key support right here, this 256. If you look, that was the resistance back in February, that 250 range. Once it broke out of that, it ran to 450. So that's a key level. It bounced off that level twice. Okay, so it bounced off that 250 level, it ran to $3, 350. I think we're going to see a bounce off here probably tomorrow. So keep an eye on ESE tomorrow. Could be interesting things happening. What else is moving? CBDT. CBDT. It's like I'm sounding like a broken record. An ugly day in the markets for CBDT as well. But we're I think again we're building. In this 70 cent, we could be building a nice little base here. Yeah, I think that's what's going on. If you notice, the stock has stopped. It stopped that collapse. Now it's just kind of drifting around. Yeah, the trajectory. Yeah, it's below that dollar. That $1 is your key resistance at this point. You're probably going to be hanging out in this range for a little while, maybe a couple of weeks. So CBDT is going to be in this kind of 70-cent range, probably for a little while until the company gets some major news. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. That's a great picture. He's got the happy thing. This is amazing. That is great. You know what? You need to take a picture of your cat looking up or maybe no, maybe he's relaxed. Maybe this is what relaxes him. But that's a great picture. Yeah, guys, I think you're right. So here's the thing. I don't know why you guys get with Philip. What's going on, but this thing is, you guys communicate with him privately. I think what happened is, you guys started like all this stuff in the public channel, and he's maybe sensitive. I don't know him personally. It's hard. I don't know. Everybody has a different personality, so maybe somebody said some. I've seen some of the comments. Some people said stuff. I think some people were banned for legitimate reasons. Absolutely. Some, maybe, not. But look, we gotta get more civility. Listen, I think the problem with things online is everybody online is, they have a different personality that they have in person. Yeah, so ESE will move. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, the sports betting thing is gonna be big. 1,000 bag. Oh, like 1,000 bagger. It's crazy. You never know. Never say never. Um, okay, let's take a look. We're gonna go to. I think I'm gonna end today on LQUID. I'm gonna end on that note. Um, yeah, big move. When markets turn, that could be that. Yeah, that could be a thing. I think. Look, I think when people are, they're losing money, they're under stress. It creates different. It creates different people act differently. People are under stress. That's what's going on. Okay, let's get to the main event right now, which is what you're all here for. Liquid Avatar. What's interesting is some of our biggest winners have been the stocks you kind of least expect. Like when we introduce them, like the fundamentals may not be that great. And then, all of a sudden the stock moves and that affects the company. Listen, CBDT, perfect example. Like when we introduced CBDT at a nickel, they really didn't have that much going on. They had some of the clinic, they had like kind of a legacy business, and it's been completely transformed in the last, since the time we introduced it. I mean, Steve is right at that point. He raised some cash. He completely transformed the business completely, and the stock went from a nickel to 250, 50x. Can the same thing happen with Liquid Avatar? Let's find out. Let's find out. So here is what's interesting. This chart, this chart is kind of screwed up here. It's not correct. Yeah. It's interesting. Okay, so the last couple of days, I think I pulled up the Liquid Avatar. I keep calling it cabin, but I pulled up the chart. I say, hey, this thing is really, it's holding up surprisingly well. It's looking for an excuse to go up. That's my quote. And I've said this about a bunch of our stocks right now. And here's what's happening. I think the market has found the excuse to bid up the stock, this NFT thing. You got to watch the video we have. I got to change the title. They just got uploaded. But yeah, Liquid Avatar. They're getting involved in the NFT space right now. They have a partnership with Imagine AR, one of our former clients. Again, great CEO Alan, I think is doing a great job there now, and I think once this thing gets some traction with what they're doing, this thing could be huge because they could. I think it's real. Again, I think it's a marriage made in heaven. The NFT collectible space and David, the CEO, because I think this guy really understands that market, and once he starts pumping out IP and content, in other words, whatever, creating these different collectibles with that AR kick, you're going to see some interesting things happen there. So, and the market loves it. You could see the reaction. The stock basically, forget about the fundamentals, right? Because we're talking about charts. The stock broke out today. This was a key day, a very important day for the stock. What was it? 55 cents was the high, I think, right? Why is it not showing me the high? Yeah, 55 cents. There we go. So 55 cents was the high. Pretty strong volume. This is the biggest volume since December when we introduced the company at 13 cents. Yeah, and look at this. I mean, again, look at this pattern. I mean, the stock went from 13 to 42 cents in 2 days. That's too big of a move as an introduction. It spent the next 3 months consolidating. You get December, January, February, so 3 months. Now it's breaking out. It did get pushed back. It did get pushed back into 42 cents, but it closed at an all-time high. That is very important. So things are looking very bullish. It's actually a very nice looking chart right now. Yeah, you have a normal kind of pullback here. I think we're going to see some exciting things happen in this stock. Here you got to keep this in mind. There's not too many pure play NFT stocks, and when the market, when all right, so I'm not. All right, guys, I'm not gonna pull up this even the super chat things. I'm not gonna pull it up because it's come on, it's all right. Yeah, the liquid chart looks very good. I think we're gonna see some interesting things here. All right, so all right, guys, we got to have some civility in this chat. Now I'm blocking people here. I mean, All right, we got to have some civility here. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. Oh, look at this. There's another picture with another picture with the happy device. So yeah, I think once we get some I think with liquid avatar is liquid, I'm gonna call it just liquid now. With liquid, once they get some traction in this NFT space, they launch a couple more of these NFTs with, I don't know, different celebrities, what have you, different, comic book characters, different, IP, intellectual property. You're going to see some real interest because again, there's not a lot of pure plays in the space. Investors are interested in this, and I'm not aware of any other NFT stock out there right now. So this is going to be very interesting. And we talked about it on the live stream today with David. It's actually a little bit more interesting than the Bitcoin. It's a little more interesting because there's a lot more volatility involved in these collectibles. So think of it this way. Let's say baseball cards, right? That market is very hot. A lot of people can relate to it. Baseball cards, anybody can get in for, what is it, $1? You can buy a baseball card for $1. And, if the athlete does well, whatever, people go crazy, could become a $10,000 card, or even we've seen six-figure, $1 million plus. And imagine this. Imagine people are looking for, these crypto things as a store of value. Imagine if some sort of NFT thing comes out. It's more interesting. It's a unique piece. You could have a lot more volatility there. People love volatility. They love speculation, and you could see kind of a tulip mania. Again, who knows? It may be lasting, but at least in the short run, I think we could see a real tulip mania thing. So yeah. GBLC, no, just blockchain as far as I'm concerned. Let's see. Yeah, so that's the deal. All right, so Happy is looking very interesting. Liquid avatar. I think this is gonna get a lot of eyeballs coming up because of this NFT thing. You're going to see some really interesting things starting to happen. This is a stock that's just getting started in its run. Could this be like our CBDT type of thing, a 250 stock, a 50x? You never know. You never know. They definitely have a lot of things going on there between the digital identity thing, this NFT thing, a lot of interesting things going on. So on that note, thank you everybody for joining, and I will see you tomorrow. We're going to have tomorrow Visby, and we're going to have NG Energy, GazX. Yes, great fundamentals in that company. All right, see you guys tomorrow.